I've had to rebuild my real estate business to $1 million and beyond 4 times now. And every single time I use the same exact blueprint, I call it the LCO Blueprint. And that's what we're going to get into today. If you're new to this channel, my name is Ruud-Johnson. I've done a couple hundred real estate transactions myself with my company Outbound and worked with over 1,000 investors around the country, including agents, wholesalers, developers, and clippers. Taught this system. And this system is as simplified as it gets, but you're going to leave this video with the LCO Blueprint, the leads conversion and operations blueprint, to cross $1 million per year if you haven't, and if you're already there, to scale in a big, profitable, beautiful way. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today, you guys, we're going to talk about L. And L is for leads. You probably guessed that. Leads is the number one constraint in this business. And if you have not solved your leads problem, no other problems for you exist. I oftentimes talk to struggling real estate operators who are coming to me saying, hey, I think I have a sales process issue. I don't know if my exit strategy is the right one. I don't know if the market I'm focusing on is the right one. Here's the issue with that. If you don't have 5 to 10 leads per day or more, we can't make the determination if you do have another issue. So your first goal in your real estate business is to get to 5 to 10 leads per day without your direct involvement. Why without your direct involvement? Because if you're watching this video, you are trying to build a business. You're not trying to build a hustle. You're not trying to build a prison. So if you want to take a vacation, if you want to step out of the office, you want that owner optionality as you build a team, which we're going to talk about later in this video, you have to be able to create 5 to 10 leads per day with owner optionality. Now, how do you do that? Well, I think everyone should have a foundation of outbound marketing, because outbound marketing, what outbound marketing does is it exposes the weaknesses in your sales process. It exposes the weakening in your underwriting processes and your team. A lot of people come to me and say, hey, outbound marketing sucks. And I understand it can be colder leads than inbound, but a lot of people go out of business spending $200+ per lead on inbound in real estate without having fixed the cracks in their foundation. So until you get outbound marketing to a 3 to 3.5x plus return on ad spend, meaning for every dollar you put in, you get at least 3 to 4 out, if not more. Until you get there, you have no business doing inbound marketing. So I think everyone should start with outbound marketing as they figure out how to fix their leads problem. Now, how are you going to do outbound marketing? Well, there's a 3-step process. The first thing we need to figure out when it comes to outbound marketing is the data piece, right? Where do we get the data we're going to market to? And there's 3 types of data that we're going to market to. We're going to market to our niche data. We're going to market to our general data. And we're going to market to our predictive data. Now, what are niche data? Niche data sets are people that have urgent motivation today. They're going through foreclosure, pre-foreclosure, bankruptcy, divorce, eviction, fire damage, a million other things that could be happening. But it's a list that we can buy that tell us someone has an urgent need for us today. At least there's a really good chance that they do. Those leads will be a little more expensive, and I recommend using foreclosures daily. And it sounds a little counterintuitive because their name is Foreclosures Daily, but they pull these lists direct from your county across the country and deliver them to you weekly every single Wednesday. So Foreclosures Daily is a great record source for your niche records. Then you have general data, right? These are your records that may not want to sell today, but they have more interest than just a common average person. So these are your age of ownership. They're older than 60. They're empty nesters. They've owned the home for 20+ years. The home is built before 1980. Things that could signal future distress. I recommend just using PropStream for this. You then have your predictive data, which is machine learning, looking at 10,000+ different data points to predict the likelihood of sale. A great list to add to your data stack. I recommend using something like ReallyFlow. They have an affordable county by county tool for predictive data. So that's the data part. Now that we solved the data part, what do we solve next? Well, to solve our leads problem, we need to solve part of the outbound process is who do you market to? Most of you guys watching this, you probably have somewhat of a limited marketing budget. So the second thing that we want to focus on is who do we market to, right? We take that list and we do what's called list stacking. And again, real estate marketing is about being in front of the right people at the right time in the right way. So with that being the case, list stacking is how we do that. And we use a service like REI Sift, one of my favorites. It's built just for list stacking. The link below for a free trial is below this video. You use REI Sift and you import all your data. And what it's going to tell you is how many different lists someone shows up on, right? So now that we pulled all of our lists, we import them, we might now have Mr. Seller, Bob, who is on our divorce list, who is also on our absentee list, meaning they don't live in the home, who may also be on our pre-foreclosure list. And who's going to win in marketing, you or I? If I'm marketing to people who show up on 3 lists like Bob, or marketing to just anyone, right? This is how you win in real estate marketing and how you actually move the needle. So number 3 is you focus on what I call tier 3 lists, which are lists where people show up on at least 3 different types of pain points, right? And then you move to 2 and then you move to 1. But that is how you optimize your marketing dollars and you do the outbound part of your marketing puzzle. When it comes to how you reach out to them, the third part is cold calling. I'm not a big fan of SMS. I don't think there's a legal way to do it. Cold calling, there are ways to do it compliantly. So you want to make sure you skip trace and scrub. So skip tracing is the process of getting phone numbers and emails back for a list. It's really important. You can use easy button skip trace down below this video, but that is a really important step. And then you scrub, and you want to scrub out DNC. So the do not call list, state and federal. If there's a state do not call list in your state, you want to do that as well. But it's really important to scrub out the DNC so you're not calling people who don't want to be called. The next thing after you get through skip tracing is deployment. Using a good dialer like Ready Mode or a batch dialer is a good option. And then you use scripts, and I linked our scripts below this video for free. You can access them, and you start dialing, or you have someone on your team start dialing. But that is how you solve the outbound marketing puzzle. Now, the inbound marketing puzzle to solve leads, if you're actually hitting industry average, you're getting a 3+ return on ad spend on your outbound efforts, then you can add inbound. And there's only a couple different types of inbound that I recommend: pay-per-click, SEO, and low cost Facebook ads. So what pay-per-click is, it's that you use a Google AdWords account and you pay for clicks. On the top of Google, if someone goes in and types in "sell my house fast," you pop up, they click your website. You'll spend easily 250 plus per lead. In some markets, much more than that. And that's why I said, if you haven't mastered your sales process in outbound marketing, it's not worth it to add it pay-per-click. SEO is more of a long-term burn. You're just paying for backlinks so that organically you show up when someone looks up "sell my house fast." You pop up organically on top of pay-per-click. That's a 2-year investment. You can spend about $1,000 a month on this and build it. And I do recommend it if you figured out the outbound side. And then low cost Facebook ads, I'd never spend more than about $3,000 per month because you get diminishing returns. But I have seen people get up to a 10x return on ad spend with Facebook, and I've done well with it myself. You're going to deal with a lot of tire kickers, so you want to make sure you have your sales process dialed. But that is how you solve the inbound marketing puzzle. Now, we've solved our marketing. Now we're getting 5 to 10 leads per day. Now what do? We need to solve our conversion problem. Right? Number 2 is conversion. Conversion is sales. It's the ability for you and your team to close at a high level in this business. And I'm going to walk you through every single thing that I know, conceptualized, synthesized into about a 5 to 7 minute real estate sales MBA right here. Right? MBA, you're going to be a master's in real estate sales. So the first thing I need you guys to burn into your brain is that you are not a real estate investor. I know it's fun to tell your family at family events. What you are is a solutions company. Right? You are showing up on the phone to reduce seller pushback, right? You are not trying to show up and build friction and say, "Hey, can I make you an offer? I know you know nothing about me." You are there to listen, to solve problems, and to provide solutions. Most of our deals, you guys, we're paying for a moving company. We're helping a seller find their next place to live. We're releasing earnest money early so they have cash in their pocket. We're giving them $1,000 cash bonus when we go to the house. We're negotiating a lease back with a buyer for them so they can live in the house and not have to move out right at closing. You're getting creative. You are a solutions company. If you just treated every seller like your grandma, you actually listen and you provided real solutions, you would double your deal flow. I can almost guarantee you that. Now, there's 5 things that we want to do real estate sales properly. We want a really good hook. We want a really good frame. We want really good discovery. We want really good bridge to close, and we want a really good cool off. So hook. A hook is, why is this person going to stay on the phone with you? A hook is all about credibility. Hey, Mr. Seller, we're a small family-owned business. You can check out our reviews here. I'm here not to force you anything in anything today. I'm here to listen. And this first conversation doesn't have to be longer than 5 to 7 minutes. Right, that is a hook. You want to let them know that they're not going to have to be on the phone long. You're not there to do pressure car salesman techniques that a lot of gurus teach. You're there to spend time with them, to listen to them, and to get to know them in their situation. So that is the hook. You then have the frame, right? What is going to happen? Hey, Mr. Seller, over the next couple phone calls, I'm going to get to know about you. You're going to get to know about me. I want to learn how we can best help you. We work with a lot of sellers in different situations, and it sounds like this could be the perfect fit, but only if you're going to be patient with us and we have the ability to be patient with you. This is going to be a joint partnership. It's you and I against the market, not you against me in the market. I'm on your team trying to get you the most money you possibly can, but there is no rush, right? You don't want to have commission breath. You are just walking them through what's going to happen over the next week, month, 2 months, 6 months. In this sales process, you guys can take years, but that's okay because we get paid so freaking well per deal. We then have discovery. And discovery is about figuring out the 4 pillars of motivation. That is their motivation, their timeline, their condition, and their price. Why do they want to sell? When do they want to sell? What do they want to sell for? And more importantly than sometimes all of those is, what do they want to sell at? So we find those out using what I call leading questions. Leading questions are ways we extract the information that we need from sellers without making it high pressure. And you guys, you have to remember, your sellers probably have a similar level of knowledge base that you did when you're a senior in high school learning about real estate. You don't want to scare them and use legalese. Legalese is talking about contracts and earnest money and all that stuff that they have no idea what that means. So discovery, we are going to find out the information that we need by leading them to it. So instead of asking what condition of your home in, we're going to ask, hey, Mr. Seller, if I gave you a $50,000 gift card to Home Depot, what are you going to spend that on? Then they're going to start telling you the information about, oh, I would spend that on, I'd fix the leak in my roof. I'd fix the foundation. They'll start getting into that stuff with you. You ask about price, not, hey, what do you want for the home? But hey, in an ideal world, do you have a number in mind right now? And more importantly, what do you need to walk away with to make whatever you're going to make happen? You want to disassociate them from the house and have them imagine a check in their hands or wire into their bank account. You then are going to ask them leading questions about timeline. Hey, in a magic world, what is your ideal timeline? And then about motivation, it's not, hey, why are you selling? It's, hey, at the end of all this, where are you going? Who are you going to be with? What problem are you trying to solve in your life? Right, that is how you do proper discovery. Meanwhile, again, this can happen over multiple weeks or multiple days. You're building rapport and you're not rushing them. You're getting to know them. You're building a relationship. That is what the discovery is for. Bridge to close. When you bridge to a close, you are not just making an offer. You are walking them into an offer range. Okay. So instead of saying, hey, Mr. Ball, I'm going to offer you this, you say, hey, Mr. Seller, do you know that home that sold 3 doors down that got more money than your house, than what you're asking for, and it was in better condition and bigger? You use real market data points so they feel like it's you and them against the market to walk them into a range after multiple conversations as you're solving their problem. And then when you make their offer, if you make your offer via DocuSign, what you do not want to do is you do not want to send a DocuSign out into the ether, and then if they don't accept it, void it. You have to void it. You don't want to send it out there and leave it out there. You're not an appraisal company. Same thing if you go to their house. If they don't accept and sign the agreement, then what you're going to do is you're going to take that with you because you are not there to give appraisals. The cool off. Right, nationwide, only 40 to 50% of deals that get signed, fund, and get to the closing table. We've always been at 90% or more. The way we do that is we treat every seller well. And after we get a contract signed, we make it a big celebration. We keep really good communication. We become their liaison, their confidant, their psychologist, all the things they're going to look at you to be as you work with them. So let's move into the last piece, which is operations, which is, can you build the systems and team to make scale efficient? Right? Systems are there to make your processes more efficient as you scale. A CRM system, a phone system, all those things that you need, and then you need a team. That's the last piece of the LCO puzzle. I'm first going to talk to you about systems, and then I'm going to talk to you about team. So systems wise, there's a couple systems that you need. The first thing that you need is a great CRM. And an amazing CRM has 4 things. It's easy to use. It's not overkill. It has integrated KPI tracking, which means you know your data and your numbers. It has an integrated phone system, and it has easy to use drip campaigns. That is what a CRM needs. The next thing you need is an underwriting system. You need access to your local MLS, either through someone on your team that's licensed or paying for assistant access. I don't want you underwriting with PropStream or Zillow, okay? The last thing that you need is you need a really good way to manage your team. I recommend using Slack and then using something like Google Meets just to have good meetings. Those are the only 3 systems you need to solve your operations problem. The team that you need 5 pillars of team. You need an admin assistant. You need a transaction coordinator. You need a marketing team. You need a sales team, and you need an ops/leadership team. And if you don't solve these in order, you're going to put yourself in a bad spot. If you hire a sales team before a marketing team, now you have a bunch of people you're paying to sell with no leads coming in. If you hire a TC before, if you hire a salesperson, but you don't have a TC, now you have more deal volume, but now you're doing just more paperwork, which is not fun. You're going to hate your business. So you need an admin assistant. You need a part-time TC. You can pay $400 to $500 per file. An admin, you can pay about $7 an hour or less. Marketing, you just need to be able to get 10 leads per day. Sales, you need to be able to get to somewhere between 5 to 10 contracts per month. The way you do that is a lead manager, an acquisitions manager, and dispo is your wholesaling. And then operations is your integrator. That is the team you need. So you guys, to close this video, if you can solve those 3 pieces, L, leads, C, conversion, O, operations, you can build your dream real estate business. And your dream real estate business is profitable. It's low overhead. It's low brain damage. It's less deals, but more money. Don't chase your tail in a circle. Don't build your nightmare. Don't build a prison. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. If you haven't checked out the off-market method community, it's about 600 active investors and agents around the country, crushing deals in accountability groups on weekly live calls where I'm teaching you things exactly like this. And beyond that, if you want to work with my team directly to scale your business to new heights, you can check out Easy Button Real Estate as well below this video. Until next time, you are only one deal away.